What's up, folks? It's the better one from the Unnaturals, and today we're diving into another classic, Final Fantasy IV 3D Steam Edition. It's a fan favorite, and that's for good reason. So buckle up as we revisit one of the most iconic stories in the Final Fantasy series, now with a 3D twist. Final Fantasy IV originally came out in the early 90s. It was one of the first games that really pushed character driven narratives in a JRPG. In this version, the Steam edition, we got the 3D remake, which updated graphics, acting, and some enhanced gameplay mechanics, and follows Cecil, a dark knight of Baron who struggles with morality and redemption along the way. He meets a memorable cast of characters that faces off against some of the most epic and serious excuse me face off against some of the seriously epic villains. It's like a tongue twister. So let's talk about the story and the man. And man, is it a ride. You've got betrayals, you have airships, you have crystals, a journey from darkness to light. Final Fantasy IV was one of the first to really focus on character growth and development. Cecil's transformation from a Dark Knight to a Paladin is one of the most iconic moments in the series, and it still hits hard even in the 3D version. Combat-wise, you've got to return to... We've got the return of the active time battle system, which is something oh so wonderful and oh so happy that they returned back to. It's not just a turn base anymore. You got to think on your feet because time doesn't stop while you plan your moves. This keeps the fights engaging and adds an element of strategy. Each character has a set class, like Cecil's Dark Knight, Kane's Dragoon, or Rosa's White Mage. So you are always thinking about how to balance your team during battles. Let's talk visuals. The 3D models in the Steam Edition are definitely a step up from the original, but you can definitely tell it's still based off of a DS game. It's not the most detailed, but it does a great job of modernizing. Oh goodness, modernizing the look while keeping the old school charm. The environments are vibrant and cutscenes though a little dated, still have the nostalgic magic. One of the things Final Fantasy IV absolutely nails is the music by the same Nobuo Uematsu. Soundtrack is legendary. Whether it's the battle theme, the overworld music, or the emotional character development, the music pulls you into a story. With this version, you've got some voice acting, sure, some of it a little campy, but it adds a lot of personality to the characters and gives the cutscenes that little bit of extra punch that they really needed to make them really hit home. Alright, time to get into the more meh stuff. While the story and gameplay are top notch for an older Final Fantasy game, there are a few rough spots. The 3D models, while improved, can feel a little stiff, especially compared to modern games. And just like the original, there is still a bit of grinding, especially if you want to take on some of the tougher bosses. Also, some of the tougher bosses. Also, the difficulty spikes can be a little frustrating. One minute you're breezing through, the next minute you're getting wrecked by random enemies. But despite those minor gaps, Final Fantasy IV 3D Steam Edition holds up incredibly well. The story is still one of the best in the series, and the upgraded visuals and voice acting make it feel fresh even after all these years. If you've never played Final Fantasy IV, this is a great way to experience a true classic. So my final thoughts, if you're a fan of JRPGs, the Final Fantasy series, in general, Final Fantasy IV 3D Steam Edition is definitely worth your time. It's a piece of JRPG history and still manages to feel relevant today, thanks to its compelling characters, solid gameplay, and unforgivable soundtrack. What do you guys think? Have you ever played this one, or is it on your list? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. That's all I have for today. In today's review, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any more of our top tier, mildly better than the worst ones content. Stay unnatural, and I'll catch with you next time. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to Streamlabs Ultra, and obviously using our link to help support us and this channel. We'd love to hear from you, and as always, please let us know if there's anything that you did differently in Final Fantasy IV, or that you liked better about Final Fantasy IV, or if there was a different game that you preferred over Final Fantasy IV that still hits the same. We'd love to talk JRPGs with you. But until then, I'm the better one, and thank you for watching.